The crystalline chamber of the Galactic Council gleamed under the light of 1,000 distant stars, its transparent walls offering a view of the nebula that served as the seat of intergalactic power. Representatives from 47 species sat in their designated pods, their forms ranging from the ethereal luminari to the hulking Chromoth warriors. But today, all eyes were fixed on the empty human pod and the young woman standing defiantly in the center of the chamber. Kylie Chun adjusted her uniform, the dark blue fabric bearing the insignia of Earth's diplomatic corps. At 28, she was the youngest ambassador humanity had ever sent to the Council, and she knew exactly why they'd chosen her for this impossible task. She wasn't here to negotiate. She was here to deliver a message that would shake the foundations of galactic politics. Ambassador Chun. High Counselor Vexthar rumbled, his three eyes narrowing in what might have been concern or irritation. We have convened this emergency session because your species has violated Protocol 7 of the Nana Accords. You have expanded into the Theta Quadrant without authorization. Kylie didn't flinch. We're aware of your concerns, High Counselor. Concerns? The word came from Ambassador Quilix, a serpentine creature whose scales rippled with agitation. Your colony ships have established settlements on 17 worlds that were designated as buffer zones. This is an act of aggression. A murmur of agreement rippled through the chamber. Kylie caught the eye of William Torres, humanity's military attaché, who stood in the observation gallery above. His jaw was set, his dark eyes watching her with a mixture of pride and worry. They'd spent countless hours preparing for this moment, running through scenarios, but nothing could fully prepare anyone for standing alone before the collective power of the galaxy. We're not here to negotiate our withdrawal, Kylie said clearly, her voice amplified by the chamber's acoustics. The murmur became a roar. Several ambassadors rose from their pods, their various appendages gesturing wildly. High Counselor Vexthar slammed his gavel, a gesture adopted from humanity, ironically, and the chamber fell into shocked silence. You refuse to negotiate. Vexthar's voice carried a note of disbelief that transcended species barriers. That's correct. Kylie pulled out a data chip and activated it. A holographic display materialized above her, showing star charts, resource analyses, and population projections. For the past century, humanity has followed every rule, every protocol, every suggestion this council has made. We've paid our dues, contributed to peacekeeping forces, shared our technology, and respected boundaries. Then why? Quilix began, but Kylie cut him off. Because those boundaries were designed to contain us. The hologram shifted, revealing historical council records. When the Chromoth Empire expanded, you redesignated 17 systems to accommodate them. When the Luminari needed new energy sources, you granted them access to 3 entire sectors. But when humanity requested permission to colonize the Theta Quadrant, empty space, unclaimed worlds, we've been delayed, debated, and denied for 32 years. William watched from above as the council chamber descended into chaos. He'd served under 3 different administrations, fought in 2 peacekeeping operations, and he'd seen firsthand how the galactic community treated humanity. Always the newcomers, always the ones who had to prove themselves, always kept at arm's length despite their contributions. The rules you cite, Kylie continued, her voice cutting through the noise, were written before humanity joined this council. We had no voice in their creation. And now, when we've discovered that every single buffer zone in our vicinity contains rare earth elements that other species have been quietly mining for decades, you expect us to simply accept this deception? The chamber fell silent. Even Vexthar seemed at a loss for words. We have evidence, Kylie said, and the hologram displayed mining operations, marked with various species identifications. The Theta Quadrant isn't empty. It's not a buffer zone. It's a resource cache that you've been exploiting while telling us it's off-limits for galactic security. Ambassador Quilix's scales flushed a deep purple. These accusations are documented. William's voice came from above. He descended via the gallery's gravity lift, landing beside Kylie with a practiced ease. Every claim, every mining operation, every shipment. We've been watching for 5 years. Kylie glanced at him, grateful for his presence. They'd worked together for 3 years, and she'd come to trust his instincts completely. William had been the one to suggest they gather evidence before making any accusations to ensure they had an unassailable position. So you see, High Counselor, Kylie addressed Vexthar directly. We're not violating any legitimate protocols. We're reclaiming what was unjustly kept from us. And if we enforce the protocols anyway? Vexthar asked quietly. If we mobilize the peacekeeping fleet? William stepped forward. Then you'll find that humanity is no longer the naive newcomers who joined this council a century ago. We have allies now, species you've treated similarly. The Deltans, the Orcs Collective, the free worlds of Andromeda. All of them are watching this proceeding. As if on cue, 3 more ambassadors rose from their pods, their species symbols glowing in solidarity with the human position. High Counselor Vexthar looked around the chamber, and for the first time in council history, genuine panic flickered across his face. The old order, built on keeping emerging species in their place, was crumbling. We propose new terms, Kylie said into the silence. A complete review of all territorial designations, full transparency on resource claims, and equal voting rights for all member species, regardless of how long they've been part of the council. And if we refuse? Quilix asked, though his voice had lost its earlier confidence. Then humanity, and our allies, will proceed independently, William said simply. We'll establish our own council, our own rules, our own future. The panic in the chamber was now palpable. The Galactic Council had maintained peace for millennia through carefully managed hierarchies and controlled expansion. But humanity had just proven they'd learned to play the game better than their teachers. High Counselor Vexthar looked at Kylie, then at William, then at the growing number of ambassadors standing in solidarity with the humans. We will consider your proposal, he said finally. This session is adjourned. As the chamber emptied, William turned to Kylie with a slight smile. You think they'll actually reform? They don't have a choice, Kylie replied, watching the stars beyond the crystalline walls. We just showed them that the galaxy is bigger than their council, and that humanity won't be contained anymore. Together, they walked toward the exit, leaving behind a council that would never be the same.